So, hola, buenos dias. Welcome back. See, made it into work today. Don't have my kids, so kind of a bonus. Vamos a empezar con Quizlet. So why don't I go ahead and let you get there, and then as people roll in, they can kind of join us. So I wanted to give us 5 to 10 minutes to get started there. So if you want to go to my current lesson for the day, you should see that numero uno is a link to Quizlet. At this point, you should be starting to feel pretty decent, I would say, about this list. I don't know, we've done a ton with los materiales and las reglas, things you should do to get good grades. So hopefully these are seeming pretty familiar. I would think that maybe you could be transitioning from just vocab flashcards to maybe a little self-quiz, or you could play a game. They've got that, there's a memory game, there's a little galaxy game. If you need your vocab list out, get it out, right? Some of them you have to spell the word right. So have your vocab list in front of you. But again, I always encourage you, as you have these little pockets of 5 or 10 minutes, use it wisely. Don't waste it. Don't mess around on your phone. Don't mess around looking for funny videos. Just use your 5 minutes that I'm giving you on vocab. And again, working towards next week, when you will be ready for a quiz over this section, you should be fairly well prepared for that. All right, so if you're just joining me, I would love for you to get to my homepage, go to the current lesson for the day, and head to Quizlet. Okay, so I guess I don't need to share that. I'll just let you get there. So I'm going to start my timer here as soon as I find my phone. I don't know, about 7 or 8 minutes. So get to it and use your time wisely. And if you're still having trouble, see if you can't learn 5 new words, okay, or 3 new words. And if it's getting easy, like I said, then just start playing a game or something like that. Okay, starting, I gave you 7 minutes. So starting now, get to some practice. Come back together, please. And hopefully you're starting to feel pretty decent about this vocab. If you have your camera off and you can possibly turn that back on, it'd be fabulous, because I can't see most of you, and it's nice to know you're there, and also it's easier to call on you. So again, if you can get your camera back on for me here in a second, I would appreciate it. If you can't, I get it, but if you can, it helps. So yeah, how are we feeling about vocab? What do we think? Más o menos, muy bien, no bueno, where are we at? You can show me on your hand. It helps me kind of gauge things, because it's hard because you're not here. All right, I guess from the people I can see, I'm seeing mostly thumbs up, a couple kind of middles. So here's what I would say. All right. If you're feeling good, that's where you should be. If you're feeling so-so, that's fine. You know, remember that Quizlet is always there for you. So the whole point is, you know, for some people this is super easy, and for some people this is super hard, and for some people it's kind of in between. So if you need more time on it, you got to spend more time on it. If you are a thumbs down, if this is hard for you, then you should be spending an extra 5 minutes a day on it. Okay, I'm not asking you to spend an extra hour on it. 5 minutes a day, flip through your flashcards, pick 5 to work on, play a game. All right, so obviously the more that you interact with the vocab, the better. I feel like we've done a pretty good job with los materiales, las reglas, cosas para sacar una nota buena, you know, but at the end of the day, for some of us, it's just easier to memorize words than others. So if you are not in the moderate to easy, then like I said, spend 5 extra minutes for the next week. I would anticipate probably by the end of next week, we'll be ready for kind of a quiz over this first half of chapter 1, okay? So that's where we're headed. So you gauge where you're at. All right, so hoy vamos a hacer 2 cosas. Primero, una actividad de leer, de escuchar. We're gonna do that together in a minute. Vocab might be handy to keep around. And then I wanna go back through and review or teach you, I don't know if you know it or not, some information about stem changing verbs. So those are kind of where we're headed. So first thing is a little kind of listening/reading activity. ¿Necesitan un poco de papel para escribir? Entonces, saquen el cuaderno or un poco de papel. You are going to need to write down 2 things today for me. Neither one needs a lot of paper, but you might as well grab something now. Again, if you have a Spanish notebook, which is what I kind of recommended from the beginning, it'd be awesome if you had that, because then you just kind of keep adding little notes to it. If not, find something else that you can write on here in a minute. Not a bad idea to keep your vocab out. Keep it handy while we try this next little practice activity. All right, so I'm going to screen share with you. You don't really need to get anything out unless you want to pull up your vocab list. Otherwise, you can just look with me up here. All right, so it's a little textbook activity, but we're, like I said, you don't have to pull anything up. You're just going to look at it with me, except for I don't know where it went. So I'll reopen it. Okay, give me a sec here. I think it's all right, we're doing a little cierto or falso. Oh, look at that. Annoying. All right, hold on. Oh, come on. All right, looking promising here. All right, so vocabulario en contexto. All right, we're going to look at Julia y Anita. All right, it says Julia y Anita se envían mensajes antes de la clase de español. Okay, mensajes, they're not talking to each other, but you get what mensajes sounds like? It's kind of a cognate. Anybody know it? You can just unmute and say it if you think you know what it is. Mensajes. You got to guess. Yeah. They're not talking. They're sending what?
Messages.
Yeah, thanks. So they're sending messages to each other. So this is their little text conversation here. All right. So primero necesitan leer la información. Okay, la conversación. So I would like you to take a minute to go through it. You will notice that there are some key vocab words here. So like almorzar. If you don't know what that is, have your vocab list out. Dar un discurso comes up like 3 times. So that one's worth looking up. If you don't know what dar un discurso is, look on your vocab list. Otherwise, I don't know. Llegar tarde. All right, so I'm going to pause for a minute, let you read through there. Ready, go. Okay, you should be getting the general idea. Don't have to understand every single word, but you should have the gist of what the girls are talking about. All right, can I get a little, yes, I've read through it. We're good. You've seen it. We're still going to go through it again. Did you get to read it at least once? Yes? Okay. All right, so I'm going to help you with one expression here that I don't know if you know. And then vamos a escuchar. We're going to listen again. Right here, tengo miedo. Tengo miedo. Anybody know what that means? Anybody look it up? Be happy to help you with that expression if you need to know. Anybody got it? For a quick point? Okay, I'll just tell you what it is then. Tengo miedo is I'm scared. Okay, so when she's talking about dar un discurso, I know you've looked that up by now if you didn't already know that. Tengo miedo, she's nervous, she's scared. Okay, vamos a escuchar. So you're going to listen to it one more time and make sure you've got the gist.
Julia y Anita envían mensajes antes de la clase de español.
¿Dónde estás? ¿No quieres almorzar conmigo hoy? Tengo que dar un discurso en la clase de español. Tengo miedo. Tienes que comer algo. Está bien. Entonces voy a comer plátano con yogur. Oye, ¿vas de vacaciones este año? Pues sí. Vamos a Puerto Rico. Genial. Algún día yo también quiero visitar Puerto Rico. Bueno, tengo que ir. No quiero llegar tarde. Ay, no me gusta dar discursos. Uf, a nadie le gusta dar discursos.
All right. So, let me get rid of this. So you should have the main idea here. I know what they said almost matched what's written there, but it's pretty close. Don't forget, I said tengo miedo means I'm scared. And all right, just for the good of the group, somebody raise your hand real quick and tell me, what is un discurso? What do they keep talking about there? Sylvia, what does she have to do?
Give a speech.
Yeah, she has to give a speech, right? So tiene miedo. That's what she's a little nervous about. All right, so yo tengo 5 frases en español y necesitan escribir cierto or falso. All right, so everybody should be ready with your pencil. Cierto or falso. Okay, I'm leaving that up there so you can relook at it. Here we go. Número 1. Julia quiere almorzar con Anita. I'll say it again. Número 1. Julia quiere almorzar con Anita. Okay, so you're writing down cierto or falso. Número 2. Anita va a comer una hamburguesa. Anita va a comer una hamburguesa. Número 3. Anita tiene miedo porque va a dar un discurso. Anita tiene miedo porque va a dar un discurso. Número 4. Julia no quiere visitar Puerto Rico. Julia no quiere visitar Puerto Rico. Número 5. A Anita no le gusta dar discursos. A Anita no le gusta dar discursos. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run through them. It's ideal, again, if you can get your screen on, because we're gonna do a little thumbs up, thumbs down, because I can't talk to you, see what you think. So if it is possible for you to just get on your computer screen for a minute, then you can tell me if you thought it was cierto, you can put your thumb up. And if you thought it was falso, you can put your thumb down. And then I would, of course, take a volunteer to kind of help us understand why. All right, so everybody get ready. I guess if you can't get your screen on and you want to put your little blue hand up, we'll take that as cierto. I guess that's the best I can do. But again, if you possibly switch on for a second, that'd be great. All right, so número 1 said, Julia quiere almorzar con Anita. Julia quiere almorzar con Anita. Who thinks that's true? Who thinks it's false? Quiere almorzar con Anita. 50-50. What do you think? True or false? True or false? True or false? I got some in the middle. What does that mean? Is it true or is it false? Oh, I got a lot in the middle. What does that mean? All right. Somebody want to help us with what it means? I'll tell you, that one is cierto. That should be up. And give us the gist of what it is. Quiere almorzar con Anita. Got it? The key word here is almorzar. Vocab word. What is it? Who can tell me what almorzar is? Almorzar. All right, Sylvia's getting her second point of the day, then she's got to rest. Go ahead, Sylvia.
It's asking like if Julia ate lunch with Anita.
Yeah, you're on the right track. Quiere. She wants to eat lunch. Right?
Okay.
And if you look at the beginning here, she says, ¿Dónde estás? Where are you? ¿No quieres almorzar? Don't you want to eat with me? And it's not that she doesn't, it's that she has this discurso in la clase de español. And we already said, tengo miedo. She's a bit nervous about it. She's scared, right? So yes, that would be true. She does want to eat lunch with her. All right, número dos. Anita va a comer una hamburguesa. Keyword here is hamburguesa. So what do you think? C, that is true. No, that is false. All right, everybody I can see has the right answer. Let's see. I don't know who wants to tell me about it. What's an hamburguesa, I guess, is the key there. Whitney?
A hamburger?
Yeah, so is she wanting to eat a hamburger?
No.
No. Can you tell what she wants to eat?
I don't know what that one is, and yogurt.
Yeah, so un plátano is a banana. So she's having a banana with yogurt. But even if you don't know this word, you can still see that's not an hamburguesa, right? She's not eating a hamburger. Good job. All right, número tres. Anita tiene miedo porque va a dar un discurso. Kind of talked about this one in English. See or no? Tiene miedo. That's that expression I said. She's scared. Porque va a dar un discurso. True? Not true. Okay. The thumbs up are correct. Who wants to tell me what it means? I already did the first half of it. Nora?
Does it mean like she has like the discussion or like a presentation or something?
Yeah, exactly. You kind of hear that word discurso, like a discussion. It is. It's like a presentation, right? So she has to give this speech or this presentation. She doesn't like it, not happy about it. And it says, in fact, tiene miedo. She's nervous. Okay, how about cuatro? Julia no quiere visitar Puerto Rico. True? False. No quiere visitar Puerto Rico. True, false, true, false. I'm going to agree with you on that one. That is false. Somebody want to explain it? How about Morgan? You seemed confident. You got the right answer. Tell me why you were thinking that.
Because it says, I remember quiero means want.
Yeah.
So, and it says want to visit Puerto Rico.
It's the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks, Morgan. Yeah, it says she wants to visit Puerto Rico. And the statement said, no quiere visitar Puerto Rico. So that would be false. Good. Last one is kind of like that too. So listen to this last one. Anita no le gusta dar discursos. Okay, no le gusta. Is that true or false? True or false? No le gusta dar discursos. So I got a lot of mixed hands here. Is that true or false? Okay, should be thumbs up. Somebody want to explain it? I see Quentin or Jalen. I don't know if you want to explain. I'd give it to one of you. I know I can't see you, but you guys want to do it, you can unmute. Jalen, Quentin?
It says nada le gusta de discursioso.
You're right. It's at the very bottom here. Look. She says specifically, no me gusta. I don't like to give presentations. And then Julia says nobody likes to give presentations. So if you listen to my statement, it was no le gusta. She doesn't like to give presentations. And that is, of course, true. Okay. So that's kind of what we were talking about. And I don't know. How'd you do? I say your goal on things like this is at least half. If you got 3, 4, or 5, great. If you got 1 or 2, you got to keep working on it. It's probably a vocab issue. So again, keep on top of your vocab. It all kind of goes back to that. All right, I'm going to stop sharing for a second. And let's see. I guess I want to show you some notes, and then if you want to print them off, you can. Otherwise, I would like you to save them somewhere, like to a Google folder or something like that. So if you go to my lesson for today, you will see that you can click on some stem changing verbs, okay? So it looks like this. Okay, I'm not gonna broadcast this right now because I'm gonna use my board, but it looks like this. And you can have a look at it while we're talking. In fact, I'd like you to have a look at it while we're talking because hopefully it'll help you spark some memories here. And if you've never learned about stem changing verbs, then we're going to do that right now. So this is a new topic for some of you. So this is the document. If you can either open it on your screen or print it real quick, that's what we're going to be using. But I'm not going to share it because I'm going to use my board. Okay. All right. So let's talk about stem changing verbs. Have you seen them before? Does that ring a bell? How many people have heard of stem changing verbs before? Okay, I got a few hands out there. I mean, you should have in theory, but I know the end of your year was a little wacko last year. So I don't know how much you got. Okay, so a stem changing verb is just what you would think it would be. The stem changes. Okay, so again, I want everybody's super focused right now. I'm going to explain this super clearly right now. And if you're a little fuzzy or you've never had this, get your focus. My first grader has this little focus song. And she goes like this. Anyway, so get your focus on, all right? So stem changing verb. So when I have a verb like hablar, okay, we talked a lot about what would the stem be. Well, we drop the ending and we have this stem habl, and we use that to then start all the other verbs, right? We have hablo and hablas, etc. Okay, we just add our AR endings because it's an AR verb. All right, so these verbs are special. They're called stem changing verbs because the stem changes. Okay, that's the idea. That's why it's called that. Sometimes they're called shoe verbs or boot verbs, and I'll get back to why in a minute. All right, so let's pick one. Okay, I'm going to use the verb poder. All right, there is no way of knowing just by looking at that verb that it's a stem changer. Okay, I'm going to say that again. No way of knowing. So how do you know? Well, you look on that sheet that I gave you, and if your verb's on that sheet, it's a stem changer. All right, I have highlighted the ones in yellow that we'll use the most often. Okay, so you'll get more familiar with those. So what does that mean? Well, all I know is my stem changes. It's still going to have ER endings, so I could even go ahead and write those. O-S-A, amos, and N. All right, so now I got to deal with this stem. There are 4 types of stem changes. Okay, what's the one for an O? Somebody want to raise your hand and tell me, how does the O change? Again, you're looking at it or you know from before. Maybe you know this word because you've said, can I go to the bathroom before? In Spanish, I know I made my students say it in Spanish, so they should know that. What do you think? How does that change? O to what? Somebody raise your hand. Show me you're with me out there. Get yourself a quick point.
U-E.
Okay, thanks. Let me see. Was that you, Noah?
Yeah.
Get your point. Okay, yeah, so it changes to UE. Okay, the only way an O can change is UE. Okay, an E can change to IE or I, but an O can only change to UE. Okay, so what does that mean? The stem literally changes. So I'm going to use a different color here so you can see it. So instead of podo, I have poido. Again, puedo ir al baño. Might sound familiar to you. Then I have puedes, puede. I'm going to skip that one. And pueden. Okay, why did I skip that one? Raise your hand if you can tell us. Either you're looking at your notes or you remember. Why did I skip that one? There were 30 of you. Someone is with me. Show me you are with me. Why have I not stem changed that one? Look at the notes that I just told you to pop up. Has to do with why they're called shoe verbs or boot verbs.
Because that one always stays the same.
Oh, thank you, Quentin. Yeah, so that one doesn't stem change. Okay. Thanks, Bryson. I'll give you a point for that too. Bryson says it's not in the boot. Yes. Okay. So I'll draw my boot here for you in a minute. All right. So look at this one. Podemos. Okay. I used my original stem. Here's the deal. Okay, everybody listen right now. Everybody listen. Okay. We call these shoe verbs or boot verbs because if I draw a boot, everything inside the boot stem changes. The one outside the boot does not. Okay, that's why we call these shoe verbs or boot verbs. Technically, vosotros is also out here, but I'm not making you worry about that one. So really, we just think of it as nosotros is not in our boot. Okay, I want you to try one. So again, you have your paper out. You just did your listening activity. Let's try, let's do querer. Okay, so querer is an E to IE. Okay, I'm going to give you a second, and I would like you to try and write out the forms of querer. So I just told you it's E to IE if you're not looking at those notes. Okay, so that E is going to change to IE inside the boot. It is not going to change outside the boot. Okay, this is me pausing, and I should see your little head kind of looking down because you're jotting these down. See if you can get them.
Wait, it's the ER, right? That's turning to IE.
No, okay, so you drop your ER, and you would put on your OSA, Amos, N. I would do that part first. Then it's this E in the stem that changes to IE. Thanks for, okay? I'll give you a point just for asking. Look at that. Let me see. Good, that looks good. A couple people sent it to me.
Miss Silverly, I have a question.
Yeah, ask away.
Okay, so you know, like the second one is ES, but it's like the stem changes IE. So will we add an extra E? Or
I think so. Let's do that one together. Okay. So let's just start with the yo form. Okay. Hopefully everybody's tried them. So let's go through it together. All right. So I've dropped my ER. So I have QUIER, and then the yo form always ends with O. So yo quiero. We'll work on how to say these in a minute. Okay. Now let's get to your question. So the to form. So look, once I've done my stem, it's always going to start the same. So I've got QUIER. Then I need an ER ending in the to form. Quieres.
okay, thank you.
Did I answer it? Mm-hmm. All right, now keep going, guys. Check your work because I'm not sitting there. I can't have you look at it. Usually I'd have you look at your partners, see if you guys agree, help each other. So for now, you just got to check yours. So think about this. Okay, stem changes, the stem change stays the same. QUIER, and then the L form, AF form ends with an E. Quiere. I'm gonna skip that one. Let's go over here and we'll do our AYOS. QUIER, OSA, Amos, N. And now I'll back up and do my nosotros. Okay, if I want to go ahead and draw my boot so I don't confuse myself, there's my shoe, my boot. All right, and now I know this is the original stem, so QUER, okay, and then my Amos. All right, I want to go through how to say these. Okay, it's hard because you're not here. Usually I have you repeat on everything. So if you can repeat it, you don't have to unmute just so you can hear it. I know you'll sound weird talking to yourself, but again, I want you to be able to say these. So I'll say it and then I'll pause for you to repeat it. All right, so yo puedo, tú puedes, él puede, nosotros podemos, I should see maybe your mouth moving, ellos pueden. All right, now let's come over here. Yo quiero, tú quieres, él quiere, nosotros queremos, ellos quieren. Okay, so that's the idea. I did an O to UE, I did an E to IE. Okay, again, there are some that are E to I. I'll pop that document up again so you can look at it with me. And then jugar is U to UE. Okay. All right, do we think we have the idea here?
I have one question.
Yes,
So, like,
please ask.
how do we know like when to not like? Because it's QUER. So like, why don't we use the U instead of?
Okay, good question. Let me share my that original like notes with you. Okay, so here's how you know. For now, till you get used to them, you just have to kind of look at what category it's under. Okay, so querer is right here, QUER, so it's E to IE. Okay, again, you don't actually know just from looking at a verb how it changes. Okay, so let's kind of go through this together. All right, let's back up. So again, this is the document. I'll show you where it is. It's under your current lesson, and this is one of those that you should print off so you can use or save to your desktop or Google folder so you can use it. All right, it says these verbs have spelling changes in their stem. This is just 4. Here's kind of the bigger list. All right, there are 4 kinds of changes: O to UE, E to IE, E to I, and there's only one U to UE. It's jugar. Okay, that's the only one you need to worry about. These changes occur in every form except nosotros and vosotros. So here's the fancy shoe, right? I did dormir here. Duermo, duermes, duerme, dormimos, and duermen. All right, so down here, I tried to kind of give you a complete-ish list, and then I highlighted in yellow the ones that I use the most / your book uses the most. So these are the ones, if you see one, you're just gonna have to use this list and go, oh, this is how it changes. All right, look at this green note because this does come up a lot. Look at preferir, 2 E's, empezar, 2 E's, entender, 2 E's. Now I'm talking about the stem, okay? Don't talk about the ending. If there are 2 E's, the stem changes in the second one, all right? Prefiero, empiezo, and entiendo. So it's that second E that you're gonna change. What else do I need to tell you? The only other thing I would say be careful of is most of these are ER verbs, but there are a couple AR verbs. Look, empezar, that would have AR endings. Recordar, but that we don't use that much. Contar. So just take a look. If it is an AR ending, make sure you put on o, as, a. Okay? All right, so here's what I want to do, okay? I have an exit ticket for you. You're welcome to do it now, or if you want to go take 5 minutes breather, and you can do it for homework because there's no additional homework, but I just want to show you what it looks like real quick here, okay? So I want you to take your time on it, and I want you to see if you can get them correct. I'm not there. Hold on. Okay, no, there. All right. Okay, so here we are, okay? This is, like I said, what you can print. Those are the notes. It's also under it's on my homepage as well. So here's the exit ticket. It's only 6 questions, but I want you to take your time on it, okay? And I want you to try to get them correct, all right? So you got to take querer. You look on your sheet. It's E to IE. Put it in the she form, all right? So make sure you spell it carefully. Don't rush through these and see how you do. Okay, what time does class start? It starts, so it's in the he, she form. Okay, I play. You can. Okay, so just take your time, pick the right one. There's only 6, but like I said, let's try to get them correct. Okay, so either work on your exit ticket tonight for homework, or you can work on it right now, and we will pick this back up again tomorrow.